The chair recognizes the gentleman from Illinois, Mr. Quigley, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, it's not surprising, but I disagree with my colleagues on the other side of the aisle on a myriad of issues, but that's okay. At times, disagreement is important. Only speaking with those who agree with us insulates us from ideas that may challenge our views, instead reaffirming our own biases and avoiding new ideas. The two-party system is important. Hearing different perspectives and different stories is valuable, especially in a body tasked with making decisions for a diverse set of people. But despite our various policy or personal disagreements, we should agree on this. It is dangerous to repeat Kremlin talking points. Since Russia's invasion of Ukraine, we have only seen this disturbing trend grow. An indictment filed this month alleges that Russian state media employees funneled $10 million to a Tennessee-based media company, Tenet, for Russia-friendly content. Tenet's media influencers have a collective 7 million subscribers on YouTube and more than 7 million followers on X. While we are no stranger to Russian misinformation campaigns, they are clearly adapting and evolving in their efforts. This month, intelligence officials said that Russia's activities are more sophisticated than in previous cycles. They are using authentic U.S. voices to launder Russian government propaganda and spread socially divisive narratives through major social media. Their goal is simple: to convince millions of people that Russia's war against Ukraine is justified and influence them to support politicians who agree. It's simple, and in today's online obsessed world, it's dangerously effective. Once this type of content takes off, it's impossible to reverse its course. Russia's ability to penetrate American minds goes beyond social media. And yes, we have seen it take hold in this very body. When some across the aisle vocally opposed aid to Ukraine, Russia celebrated. The host of a Kremlin-run show said, quote, "Well done, Republicans, that's good for us." Earlier this year, a prominent Republican in leadership acknowledged this trend, saying, quote, "We see directly coming from Russia communications that are anti-Ukraine and pro-Russia messages, some of which we even hear being uttered on the House floor," end of quote. Another Republican admitted Russian propaganda has, quote, "infected a good chunk of this party's base." Despite our differences, the quoted members and I clearly see how alarming this is. As public servants, it's our duty to obtain information from reliable sources and speak on behalf of our constituents, not the Russian Federation. When American leaders parrot Russian talking points, we give Putin the upper hand. We undermine our national security, and we fail the American people. And now, as Russia's tactics evolve, we have to be more vigilant than ever. Despite what some might suggest, Vladimir Putin is a vicious tyrant, and American voices repeating his lies is an affront to our values as a nation and a threat to global democracy. I encourage common-sense leaders, especially those across the aisle, to choose truth. We may not have control over the misinformation that appears online or the influencers who unknowingly serve as Russia's, quote, "useful idiots," but we do have control over our own words. When members are spouting blatant lies from the Kremlin, you have a responsibility to your country to place the truth above all else. You have a responsibility to tell the American people why we support Ukraine and not Russia, and why democracy must win against autocracy. To those afraid of name-calling or condemnation, I say this: criticism is a small price to pay for the preservation of truth. Years from now, your party and your country will thank you for your courage to stand up for the truth in the face of tyranny. And I yield back.
Thank you. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Texas.